Hi, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review Netflix's latest Marvel show, Iron Fist Season 2. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share with your friends. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. I put out content every day. It's usually movie related, a lot of comic book related as well, MCU, DC. I'm a big fan of the media, so please thank you very much for checking out the channel. So on today's show, we're going to talk about the latest season of Netflix's Iron Fist Season 2 and my thoughts on it, a little comparison to the first season. So let's just dive in. The answer, there's going to be a little bit of spoilers, very mild, nothing that's going to spoil the show, just a couple of broad strokes, but nothing spoilery. Just beware, if you don't want to know anything about season 2, just, go ahead, watch the show, and then come back and just hear my thoughts on it. So the first season was pretty universally panned as far as the show goes. The showrunner had a lot of weird things going on, and a lot of the casting, I think, especially as Danny Rand, went under fire. But it wasn't a good season, and it made me very nervous or kind of apathetic about going into season 2. Of course, I would watch it because I am a Marvel fan. I've seen all the Marvel series, and I'm a big fan of them. But Iron Fist, I will say, is not my most anticipated character. So season 2 was kind of like a... So anyway, season 2 of Iron Fist, just to sum it up, is a marked improvement over the first season. You can literally watch the recap. If you were staying away from season 1 and wondering, what if that was going to impact what you saw in season 2, just watch the recap. It tells you what you need to know. There are a couple things you might feel lost in, but nothing I feel that's going to detract from your enjoyment of the series. But yeah, season 2 was a better show. I did binge watch all of the episodes. There's 10 this time, which also helped with the pacing issues that I feel have been plaguing all the Marvel shows on Netflix. 13 episodes, there's a lot of filler potential. And shortening season 2 of Iron Fist to 10 was, I think, is one of the things that helped keep the pacing along. I felt that season 1 and 2 of Jessica Jones, even Luke Cage season 2 suffered from this. There was a lot of filler. I don't like filler. It feels like I can just not even pay attention. Yeah, they might throw out one key point in an episode, but filler episodes for me are just the devil in TV. They don't need to necessarily be there. If there are pacing issues, you got to work on your main story. You don't fluff it up just to fill out a 13 episode order. So essentially, Iron Fist is boiled down to 10 episodes, and I think it moves at a pretty brisk pace. There's only maybe a little slowness, maybe hovering around episode 7 or so, but it's not anything that you feel that it's going to take away and make you just put it down and come back months down the line. Literally, it took me almost 3 months to get through season 1 of Jessica Jones. It felt like there was so much filler. I just dreaded going through that middle half, and I didn't. But all the shows in the Marvel Netflix realm suffer from this, so that's a good thing that they recognize that, and just they move from there. So, without getting into too much spoilers, Davos has come back from season 1, and he wishes to take on Danny in the sense that he feels like because of what happened in Kung Lao that there's some unresolved issues, especially what happened at the end of season 1. So Davos is pretty much our big bad for the duration of the season. And we're also introduced to Alice Eve's character, who in the comics is known as Typhoid Mary. I feel she had a lot going on in the show. And I'm excited to see what they do for her in the future of the Marvel shows. She's a great character. There was a great backstory. There are some connections to the greater MCU as a whole. And there's a lot of, there's going to Easter egg territory. There's some. I don't feel Iron Fist was burdened down with too much. There was a couple references to Luke Cage. There was a direct reference to Daredevil, but there were, to the greater MCU itself, there was also several references. There was a little sneaky one I didn't catch until after I watched the first season and went back and looked. That was an interesting one. But overall, the Netflix season 2 is definitely an improvement. Now, I am a big fan of the comic book characters portrayed in the show for Colleen Wing and Misty Knight. I would love to see absolutely love to see a Daughters of the Dragon spinoff. I don't think it's spoiling too much because it's been getting hinted at. We get a lot of that this season. And if they don't get their own show, I'd be amazed at this point. But that's definitely, it's got to be in the win. It has to be. It's such a good thing. Now, that being said, I feel it didn't take away from Iron Fist, but Iron Fist himself was almost kind of a secondary character, especially in the back half of the season. He became, without going into spoilers, it's really not ruining anything, but he kind of got sidelined for a good part of it. He's in every episode. It's not like, he's mysteriously gone for an episode or anything like that. He's in every episode, but he does become a little secondary. Now, I like if that's going to propel the storyline in a season 3 because of what happens at the end, I'm all for that. But it did feel like he was kind of out of things for a while. Now, whether you really don't mind that or not, that's really up for you. But it was noticeable. I will just say it's a noticeable thing. And the other characters, and one of the things they got rid of to an extent from season 1 was all the business dealings of the whole Rand Industries. In fact, I think there was maybe one scene in the first episode or so. They even showed Rand the Enterprises. After that, it was kind of gone. You had, his ward and and his sister are very prominent in the show, and it got a little annoying with Joy at certain parts, especially in once again the aforementioned middle part of the show, around between 5 and 8. She kind of was back and forthing everything, and anybody who is in a brother-sister relationship would know that siblings can just be total dicks to each other. There was a lot of that going on, and I felt like she could have been dialed back a little bit. Ward, I think, was in just the right amount. It was very backgroundy, but he still had stuff to do. And I understand wanting to put her to the front a bit, but when you're conflicting your own ideologies through most of the, when she gets what she wants and then spends the remaining of the season I don't know, and that kind of thing, it gets a little bothersome. But we'll see how it goes. And I liked her a lot in the first season, but I felt like she was carrying too much baggage from that season into this one, and it just weighed her down a bit. Hopefully in season 3, we'll get a little more focus on her character and what she wants, actually. As I mentioned, Colleen Wing is really good in this. She shares, I would say, equal amount of screen time as Danny Rand. Misty Knight comes in, which obviously not a spoiler because it's been in the promotional material. So she comes in, and love seeing those two ladies together, working together is really great. And they deserve their own show, and I would absolutely watch that. But, overall, season 2 was a marked improvement over season 1. And I think anybody who was not a fan of season 1 should really give this a shot. Another thing, there was a couple episodes in season 1 where obviously Finn Jones doesn't really know how to fight well. And that really came out with the editing, the quick pace, the quick cuts. That was markedly improved in this season. In fact, it's kind of funny to think about. Like, well, maybe he didn't improve, and that's why they kind of sidelined him a bit, and I took him out of some of the fights. But it was a better produced, was a better looking show this season than the first. In fact, I will never watch the first ever again, probably. Anyway, so yeah, season two better. There's a lot to feast your eyes on. There's some lapsing logic, but it's a comic book show. They're going to be out there, but there's a lot to sink your teeth into. I really think it's deserving of a second chance. I'm very interested in the season three. I'm not Daredevil level excited, but I'm there. I'm there. And so yeah, that's about it. Those are my thoughts on season two of Iron Fist. Netflix, I think, did a good job with this. The new showrunner, Ryan Metzler, did a great job with this, what he had. Yeah, so what did you think? Did you watch season two of Iron Fist yet? Was there anything that you felt that you could have done better, or, it could have been worse to you? Like, what? Let me know in the comments below what you think. So that's going to do it for me today. This is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and I will see you at the movies.